Hey, good day, Pure Intimacy family. This is Robert Brown, your host of the Pure Intimacy television broadcast, better known as PITV. And I'm just sitting here at the beautiful Morningside Park in Harlem, New York. Give you a little taste of it right here. Just a beautiful park, and this will be one of our sites of our television broadcast because it's such a serene place to be. But nevertheless, I want to just tell you that from the bat, that whoever you are, wherever you are, what you've done, what you didn't do, no matter what, I just want to tell you today that God loves you. And here's the kicker. Now listen. God loves you even as much as he loved Jesus. Now, when my pastor said that, I heard Kenneth Copeland said, and then my pastors taught a lesson on it, Pastor Joseph Hill in Virginia. And I began to meditate on that, and I got the revelation that God loves you. God loves me even as much as he loved Jesus. Why? Because God oozes with love. He is consumed with love. Why? Because God is love. In order to stop God, you gotta, in order to stop the love of God from flowing in this earth, you gotta stop God. And you can't do that. You can't do that. Nobody can do that because you can't stop God. God is bigger than you. He created you. He created this earth. There's nothing bigger than him. So he can't be stopped. So I say this to say this. The political turmoil that's going on in America, you know, the so-and-so against Obama. Then you got Obama own people against Obama. And then you got the Republicans against Obama. And then you got the Muslims against the church. And the church against the Muslims. And you got tension here, you got tension there, you got war over here, war over there. People fighting over stupid stuff. I'm here to tell you that no matter what, you know who's going to prevail after everybody fight each other and everybody's dead and gone and the world is blowing up? You know who still is going to be prevailing? God. You know what's still going to be prevailing? Love. Why? Because in order to stop the love of God, you got to stop God. And you can't do that. Nobody can. This will exist forever and ever and ever until the ends of the world. Even after the ends of the world, this is going to always exist. The love of God. And you can't stop it and I can't stop it. So the best bet, you know, they say if you can't beat them, join them. That's my advice to you. That's my advice. You can't beat them, join them. God even said in his word that I choose this day which one you will serve. You're either going to have life or death, blessings or cursing. But then he give you an insider. He give you an insider. He said, I'm going to advise you to choose life. Why? So you and your seed may live. Well, life and love goes together. If you don't have love in your life, you're dead. Because love and life goes together. How can you have true life and not true love? How can you have true love and not have true life? It's impossible. It's impossible to have this in your life. That's why I want to put a heavy focus on love. I was born to talk about love. I was mandated to talk about love ever since I was born. As I grew up, I listened to my mentor, Leo Buscaglia, who was a motivational speaker on love. And I think it's my job to take on his mantle and take it further and further and further. I love everybody. I love everybody. Now, am I tempted to kick somebody upside the head? Yes. Am I tempted to cut somebody else out? Oh, yes. Am I tempted to smack somebody or back smack them or whatever you want to call them? Yes. But do I do it? Most of the time I don't, you know. As I said, most. I don't. Yeah, I get frustrated. I get upset. I get jealous. I can get ticked off. But those are opportunities that you have to receive. And what we need to do is factor in God. Am I going to receive him in handling this situation? What will he do? Lord, and don't just ask the question, go find out. Get in his word and find out what he did. And not only that, talk to him, spend time with him, and let him speak to you and tell you what he would do. Here's something he will not do. He will not go out and commit wrong. He will not go out and do something that's of injustice. He will not go out there and commit a crime. He would not go out there breaking people's hearts and violating them and treat them like trash, because he can't do that. Why? because he is love. And in order to do what? In order to stop this love, you got to stop God, and you can't do that. I want this to resonate in you on and on and on and on. In order to stop the love of God, you got to stop God. And that ain't going to ever happen. Excuse my southern country accent, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Either you're going to submit to the love of God or run from it. But sooner or later, you're going to submit either on the opposite end, saying, man, I wish I would have received this love, or saying, man, I'm sure glad I did. And that's the point I want to get you today. Backtracking to some messages that we had before, we already found that God is love. We've already found out that, who God is. He's patient, he's kind, and he's already calling us that if we're going to walk in that type of love, we got to have those same attributes. So, in other words, we found out the attributes of God, what God does and what God don't do, and how he commanded us to do that. That was in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And how we have to do that. And this is the point that I want to get. Then we went backwards. We went to John 3, the whole chapter, when we talked about for God so loved the world. And then we did a study on who is the world. We come to the conclusion is the world is everybody in the world. Despite their hang-ups, despite their choice of living, despite their decision to do this and their decision to do that, despite them committing crimes, and who cares? That's bad. Don't get me wrong. This is not a license to do what you want to do. And I have to learn that every day, because there's things that I want to choose to do that's not in God's favor for me. And I have to make a decision not to do it, just like you. Just like you. Some of us are living lifestyles that God did not intend us to have, but we choose to live it anyway. Some of us are on jobs or doing careers that God did not intend us to have, but we do it anyway. Some of us are married or in relationships with people who God didn't intend for us to have a relationship with, but we do it anyway. As a result, we get beat up, we get cussed out, we get abused, or we get violated sexually, or we'll end up getting into a relationship that God does not endorse. And you don't want me to go there, but that God does not endorse. You may endorse it. It may be okay for you, and you have the freedom to do. And here's the deal. You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. God is not holding nothing back from you. God is not, no. God gave you free will. If you choose to live a certain lifestyle, it's your choice. God gave you that right to do it. If you choose to have a certain career, it's your choice. God give you that lifestyle. God give you the ability to choose. If you are committing some kind of crime, that's your choice. Whatever decision you make, God gave you the leeway to make that choice.
You give is so supreme. My God, be love is real, but it seems like a dream. I'm gonna give you all that I got, 'cause Lord, I wanna love to be so red hot. See into me so I can see into thee, 'cause what we have is pure intimacy. I'm gonna give you all that I got, 'cause Lord, I wanna love to be so red hot. See into me so I can see into thee, 'cause what we have is pure intimacy. What we have is pure intimacy. What we have is pure intimacy.